Welcome home, neighbors.
Welcome home, neighbors.
Hello, neighbors.
We're listening from
Arizona,
Florida,
Maryland, New York, New Jersey,
Indianapolis,
California, Utah,
Michigan,
Iowa, Massachusetts,
Georgia, Canada,
our home resort is
Animal Kingdom,
Polynesia,
Bay Lake Tower,
Old Key West,
Riviera,
Boardwalk,
Alani Resort,
Hilton Head,
Boulder Ridge,
Copper Creek,
Grand Floridian,
Saratoga Springs,
Beach Club,
and Wilderness Lodge.
and you're listening to
and you're listening
You're listening to my
DCA.
Well, welcome home, everybody, to the October 25th edition of My DVC Points Community Hall Live podcast. And my name is Chad. I am your host tonight for tonight's show. And today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Monera Financial. If you're looking to refinance and you're paying more than 9.9% interest, head on over to Monera Financial. Check out their refinance programs that's available to DVC members. They only do DVC and they specialize in DVC resales. And they also have a really competitive finance program. So if you're looking to add on and you're wondering, how am I going to get financing? Because most timeshares are financed directly through the developer, Monera Financial has got your back. Let them know you heard about them here on the My DVC Points podcast. And so let's come back in and we're going to welcome Gina back to the show. Switch my screen here and welcome Gina back. And
Hi.
Hey Gina, how you doing?
Great. I'm super excited for tonight's show because, as you know, I live in California. I work 10 minutes away from Disneyland, and I'm really excited to talk about what's happening here.
Yeah, so we have a complete Disneyland update today. And then we want to welcome back our regular co-host, Brad. How you doing today, Brad?
I am doing great.
Awesome.
Rocking my Disneyland shirt.
Club 33.
Yeah, busting out the
Representing-
swanky Club 33 hat
Got my
tonight,
Club
too.
33 hat. Not that fake Club 30 that Disney was trying to get.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I'd take either one right now.
Yeah,
So.
really, honestly, exactly. It's all good.
And then let's welcome Jake back to the show as well. Or I guess this is your first time joining us on Community Hall, isn't it, Jake?
First time on Community Hall, so happy to be here and counting down the days until DL is open. Can't wait.
Yes.
That is very, 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 very true. Okay. So, Gina, why don't you go ahead and work the banners and lead us off tonight as to
will.
tonight's conversation. Probably be a little bit of a shorter show tonight, I'm thinking.
Yes. So basically, our Buena Vista Street is opening. And what that means is, if you can see behind Chad, that's Buena Vista Street in DCA. And what that means is they want to expand the dining and the shopping for the people that are traveling to downtown Disney. If you've ever been to downtown Disney, it's a very small area compared to Disney Springs. It has about 5 to 10 restaurants and about 20 shops. It's very small. So to increase the population that can come into the Disneyland Resort area, they are opening Buena Vista Street. And they're going to open it all the way down the street. They're going to open up the Julius and Kat's camera shop. It's on the right-hand side. They're going to open up the Starbucks. They're going to open up a Smoke Jumpers quick service restaurant, and that's to the right. And
Which
then
is
on the
almost all the way to Soaring. So
right, it's right next to Soarin'.
Yeah.
And then on the left-hand side, they're opening up one of the higher-end shops, Elias and Company, and they're also opening up the Carthay Circle, which is a high-end restaurant. So that's very exciting for us here in California.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and I also want to add one more thing. They're kind of doing this as a trial because Knott's Berry Farm has been doing it, and they've been having a lot of success. And if this works, they'll open up Main Street side also.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because at this point in time, any Disneyland is better than no Disneyland,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And from what I gathered, Gina, it's been like wall-to-wall people in downtown Disney.
They are managing it. It's crowded, but they're managing it, and people are really respectful and following directions at the Disneyland Resort. I've noticed when the last 2 times we've been, it's been better in terms of people keeping their 6 feet distance and they're monitoring themselves. So that was actually really good. The other thing I wanted to add is I was down at a different theme park yesterday, and I noticed that people weren't as respectful, and it was kind of disheartening. So.
Yeah, that's a little sad because I know our Disney Springs, Friday night, Saturday night, it is just wall to wall people. They've you can't get a parking spot hardly. It takes 20 minutes to come in and park, okay, to just get into the structure to park. So it's like the consumer demand is there. And if downtown Disney is anywhere near Disney Springs, this makes perfect sense to us. Hey, forget selling tickets. Come on into the park and at least come to our shops and our restaurants and let us somewhat expand downtown Disney.
Yeah.
Definitely a step in the right direction, I think. For obviously, we all want the parks to be open, but definitely a way to get people back to work, a couple, a little bit more revenue, and maybe get some Californians to do some weekend trips for shopping and dining. So all in all, I think it's a good move, good pivot.
I think it's a good pivot also. And I also think with Carthay Circle being opened, they're going to have a lot, that's a higher end dining. So we'll get some more revenue. And I'm willing to make a reservation to go there. So there are a lot of people like me who are willing just to get that Disney feel in the higher end restaurant and to get in there and to spend some money. So I'm hoping that will have a lot of people attracted also.
Yeah, let me come back in. I'll just share a screen here and show everybody where we're talking about, because most of our audience is more Disney Worlders.
Yes, that's why it's hard. It's hard without the visual.
So let me just come back in, and if you can look at this whole strip, this is the Disneyland Hotel right in here, these three buildings. This is where the new tower is going. You can see my mouse move. It's pretty small. Sorry about that. But downtown Disney is on this side of it. It comes across the street, and it goes all the way down here to the park entrance, okay? And so right there's the front gate to Disneyland, and there's the front gate to California Adventure. And it looks like they're opening up this whole center section here, this circle, and they're letting you come all the way down here towards Grizzly Peak to Smoke Jumpers, which should be this green building right here.
Yep.
So you're going to be able to come all the way back in here, and it's just adding more square footage to downtown Disney, which I think is a brilliant move, okay? And then I think if that goes well, and if what you're saying is correct, Gina, man, if they're going to come back in and open up Main Street all the way up, probably to Casey's Corner. We don't know yet, but
right. But that they should be opening it all the way down. Yeah. So that
all I know is the greatest Dole Whip in the world is right around the corner there. So
they only open that. Yeah, if they open that.
I'm just saying I might be hopping a fence. Like, I'm not making
I'll
any
turn the machines on
okay?
and make my own. It's all good.
You and me both.
Yeah. So I'm really just kind of looking forward to Disney and downtown Disney coming back up as well, right?
Yes.
And Shannon says, I would like award wieners to be on the open list as well.
That would be nice. That's why I asked if it was opening to the left, because there's some good things going down Hollywood Boulevard that would have been nice, but maybe later.
Well, maybe later, because in our next topic, we are talking about the other side of Disney, of that Hollywood Boulevard area. So it could be further on down the road. I think this is just their testing. They're going to test it out in November, and hopefully it's as good as downtown Disney is successful, and then they will continue to open dining and shops.
Yeah, that would be awesome if this went well, and by Christmas time they could have Main Street open.
Yeah,
that would
be nice.
You know, because then you could at least come back in and get some type of Disney magic for Christmas.
You can look down Main Street and see Ethel.
Yeah.
Maybe set up a photo pass photographer.
Exactly. There's so many things they could do. Have the tree up for the photo pass. Exactly. Have the castle lit up, and then on the other side, they were saying please decorate the Grizzly River Run area, because they put a big bear up and they put a little shirt on him and it glows. And
it's so cute. It's so cute.
Yeah. The Grizzly Bear does wear a sweater.
Yeah. So
he wins the ugly sweater contest.
He does. It's so cute. It's so festive, and it's so cute. And that's what we're hoping out here is that they're going to open that little area so we could just see some decorations, because that area is so cute for Christmas.
Well, not only that, they also have these fake snow machines that they blow out there too. So that's kind of cool with the Christmas season as well. I remember going there one November, December, and they had that turned on, and it was really nice. Okay.
Yeah. And I have to say, like I said, I went to a theme park yesterday, and there were no attractions, no rides were open, just shows. And I have to say that the decorations were really cute, and it gives you that festive feeling even without going on a ride. So that was something like, I'm not missing the rides. I am missing the decor. I'm missing the feel. I'm missing that Disney magic. So I think they
So let me
can
get
do
this straight. There was no rides, but they have shows. But in Florida, we have rides and no shows.
Our shows are all outdoors. I was at SeaWorld. So they have shows for the animal shows, and they were spaced out appropriately. It's all outdoors. It's all outdoor venues because we don't have.
The Beauty and the
theater
Beast thing was outdoors, so
Yeah.
partially.
Well, it worked. For
Maybe they were
SeaWorld.
afraid they opened up Beauty and the Beast and nobody would still show. I don't know. Did I just say that?
You said it out loud.
You just
This
said it
isn't
out
live,
loud.
is it? It was cute the first 14 times.
We had the Disney Society Orchestra, which I missed them so much.
Oh,
At least
yeah.
that was able to fill in some crowds. It didn't seem to be a hit, but I think if they put something like Finding Nemo the musical, or something that's
that's a
a
good
big
point.
like a big auditorium, even Fantasmic, but
Yeah.
it's outdoors.
I do like what your cousin says. I agree with your cousin.
Yeah, there you go, Jake. So CA is backwards, but yeah, our Fantasmic completely outdoor, huge amphitheater, right?
Yes.
You could fit the whole crowd capacity in there, socially distanced, in that
Yeah.
in that one show. Okay,
Yeah.
and
So true. Why not?
I don't know. Yeah,
bring the
but- and
people
then-
back to work, man. Entertain.
I don't know
some
what that has to
fans.
do with Disneyland, but it's a good point.
Well, the point was that I went to a show and no rides, and I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
miss the rides. That was
Yeah,
the point. I didn't
yeah.
miss the rides.
I
thought
wish you
went-
were right. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about it, Chad, but why not? Open that one up.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
just-
squirrel,
Totally
but-
safe.
Yeah.
Big pathways up into it. Everything
Yes.
about that is socially distanced.
And you have multi exits. You could go out through the
Yeah.
side entrance, throughout the main entrance.
I hope
park
Disney is
there.
listening. Come on,
They
guys.
sometimes,
Go
get the
for it.
shows. Get your shows going at least. Get the outdoor shows going. for
Yeah.
sure.
We
And
have a
they
good
did-
amount of them too.
Yeah, and I agree with you, John.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
But we're
I'll
not
give
going to see that one open for a while. It's a very different experience there.
There's no amphitheater there.
Show me social distancing there.
Yeah,
I
there's
got-
no
I-
social distancing.
2 inches. Everybody, 2 inches. We need to be safe.
Yeah. Back
Yep.
in the old, I have to say, back in the olden days for Fantasmic, I had to get there at like noon.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Blanket down and just
Yeah.
sit. So,
Now I
Same for
just,
World of Color.
now I
Yeah.
just, book- yeah, you'll see. Now I just book for,
right.
I
you get
booked
a fast
the
pass.
and World of Color, the trick, dessert party. Pay
Yes.
for it. It's ridiculous. It's expensive. Best World of Color you'll ever experience.
It's true.
Or y'all have a dining package, right? For World of Color,
Yes.
I can't remember.
There is,
both.
but you still, if the dining package is, you still have to stand in the crowds, and you don't get in before them. You get in at the same time as them.
Yeah.
Right.
With dessert party, you sit at tables elevated like bar stools, and an elevated section, and they serve you dessert, and you're in a private area, and nobody blocks your view.
Yeah, you got
It
no one in
is
front of you.
Worth
Right.
every penny.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I do that every time we go. We're doing the dessert party.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
Awesome.
So, anything else about our Buena Vista Street opening? I'm so excited. Anything?
I'm just
Okay.
excited. Okay,
I am
it's,
too. I
it's
am
a
too.
step in the right direction at least.
Yes. I
now
agree.
important for people to note, it is opening, but to keep their, like Gina said, they're doing this to be safe. So the dining is opening up, but it's all going to be outdoor dining.
Yes.
So that's why those particular ones in that area is opening, because they either are already outdoor dining or they have the ability. So like I had forgotten until Gina pointed out, Gina, how do you make Carthay Circle actually outdoor dining? And you shared it. Go ahead.
Oh, they have an upstairs patio area actually that is outdoors, and it seats probably 20 people. So you have to get a reservation. As I said, as soon as those reservations become available, I'm booking it so I know I can at least get there.
And I would think they're going to set up things, because if you haven't been to Disneyland, there's a kind of open circle area right there where the trolley comes down and turns around right in front of Carthay Circle. They can convert that easily. And with the weather in California being a little bit calmer than it happens in Florida, they can do that, and they could get 100. I bet you.
They could probably
It's
get
spread it
100
out
people in
and-
and spread it out for sure.
Especially
And
since they're not moving the crowds that way, they're going the other way.
right. They
then
that's
have all that
probably
room to
gonna
do
be
whatever they want.
Carthay.
There's not as much foot traffic either.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can
That's
kind of
probably what
expand
they're
a little bit. There's not,
Yeah.
you don't have the hustle and bustle of the parks. So they
Plus-
can kind of get a little creative.
And close to the left, they can actually stretch that as far as they want. So
Exactly.
hopefully that's what they're thinking. I don't know.
Probably.
We'll see.
We'll see. We can't wait.
Gina's going to be live.
I
and
will
you
be
can
live
see it
and I
here
will
at my
show
DVC
you.
podcast.
I will show you.
I will
So
be
that leads
watching,
us-
Gina.
Yeah,
So.
so that leads us to our next topic, which is when will Disneyland Resort open? And unfortunately, like I said, I went to SeaWorld. And the people in California they're just not the same as the people in Florida. The people that travel in California are not the same. And it's really unfortunate. And it could be until there's a vaccine. I mean, really, I experienced it. Unfortunately, people were like pulling their masks off as soon as a cast member wasn't looking at SeaWorld. And it was just very disheartening. And at Walt Disney World, I felt like people were very respectful and following the rules and so happy to be there. So that's my opinion on that.
The only thing
so
go ahead.
just to recap the guidelines that came out, Gina, see if I've got this right. You guys have to be under 1 case per 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Is that
less
per
than
day?
2.
Less than 2.
Or under
Less than
2%.
two.
I think it's whichever one you hit first. Which
1 point something would be fine if that was the average, but it has to be under 2 per
100,000.
100,000.
Yeah.
Per day.
And I'm looking at this going like, you might as well just say we're not allowing them to open back up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it has to be. Here's the thing, California. Let me look real quick. It has to be under that number for that county.
For 14 days.
Yeah, not the state. It has to
Yeah.
be under that amount for the county that Disneyland is in. So Orange County would have to be below that.
Mm-hmm.
And currently, they're not the hot spot, but they're up there.
Well, I have to say, unfortunately, last week, Anaheim, where Disneyland resides, Santa Ana, which is a neighboring town, and Garden Grove, which is the other neighboring town, are at the hot. They're at
We're
the
the
top
hot
tier.
They were the top. Yep. So I mean, they're up there. They're not. They're definitely in the highest tier. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got a
Yeah.
ways to go. There's actually counties in California up in the northern part. If Disneyland, they could pick up Disneyland and move
And
it
move
there.
it.
You could go there today. But
Yeah,
doesn't
but
do you
that's
any
like
good.
the desert area or something. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
the cacti just aren't contracting.
They don't
this,
get.
okay?
They're not getting it. In Northern California and the Gold Country, they're not getting it either. But there's only 20 people that live in the whole town, so that's the other thing.
So I pulled it up on covidexitstrategy.org. California just a few days ago had got down to 2.6. Okay.
Which is great.
They flipped the script and they're going the other direction, unfortunately, again. Now they're up to 103 cases per million and they're up to 3.3. So we're going the wrong direction. They were headed the right direction, but the problem is the county where Anaheim is located was not. And so all of that to say, do not plan your vacation for Disneyland anytime soon.
Right.
And it's hard because not only do you have to get to that benchmark, you have to keep that benchmark.
Yeah,
So,
for 14 days.
anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but it might have to be until the pandemic is almost over or we have a vaccine which is widely available, because you have to stay there. And it's going to be very hard to stay at that 2% or below.
To maintain. Right. To maintain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. But yeah, I feel like it's we're going in the right direction, but I also feel like the people here need to also step it up. I just feel like every time we get close, people are making a free for all. So that's again my opinion, like I witnessed down in San Diego yesterday. But that's my opinion that we get close and then they're like, "Oh, we're okay." And then it spikes up again.
Yeah, it just seems like it's something that we will never be able to win. And poor Grand Cal over there, okay? Like, until Disneyland opens, there's really, like, Walt Disney World could open up the resorts because there's enough to do at Walt Disney World and Disney Springs, and the resorts are big and huge, and the resorts are a destination in and of themselves.
Grand Cal's not. It's great for a few nights. I know.
And the point chart's a little high for a resort only. So
Yeah.
And then everything's closed around anyway. Everything's closed in the vicinity anyway.
yeah. that's gonna be a tough sell if they decide to pull the trigger on that one.
Right.
I mean, I already banked my 2020 points for Grand Cal and was planning on going in June next year, early July. I hope it's open. Okay.
Right. And I
At
would
this point in
say
time,
that it doesn't look good.
We don't know
It doesn't look
because we
good.
don't know what the vaccine's going to look like. We don't know
anything.
how
Yeah.
fast it's going to happen, how fast we'll see that positivity rate drop. So it's up in the air, and I think they're going to have to do something about those Grand Cal members with their annual dues. Try to reimburse them in some way or shave it off in the 2021 dues. Anything that they could do, because I don't think they're going to be able to open anytime soon.
yeah, it's not looking pretty. Okay. But we should be getting some big thing back because, I mean, they haven't had any staff there for, 6 weeks this year? So they were open, 2 months, January, February, and first 2 weeks
Half
of March?
Half of March.
That's it. And been
So
closed
10
ever
weeks.
since.
Okay. So
Yeah.
20% of the year they were open.
So you should be getting back all your dues, less.
We should be getting
20%.
back at least 50%.
80%. I think 80.
At the minimum, because by the time you open, it'll be past a year.
Right.
At these requirements, if these requirements stand, it'll be past the 1 year mark. So
Right.
Yeah, well, the dues run by calendar year as well. So that's why I'm looking at it going, there should be something coming back. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
interesting.
agree.
Yeah, that's very interesting for the people who own there, because I didn't even think about you paid dues for nothing. For
Yeah.
10
I
weeks.
mean,
Yeah.
no, you've still got to pay property taxes and there's some utilities to keep the lights on. And I'm sure they have some minimal staff and security. Okay. But it's nothing like what it takes to run a whole resort
right.
and change all those beds and do all the laundries and clean all the rooms. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I was talking to Chad earlier this week or earlier today, saying, "Well, I guess it'll be a short show because it's not." And then I hadn't thought of it, like you mentioned, Gina. I don't own there, but as an owner, oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, what a difference! And you can only tell the owners so many points can be banked.
Right.
Because eventually it's like, thank you. However, I still have got a limited amount of time where I can use all these points. That's why Chad's taken so many trips. 'Cause he's already got more points
Well-
than should be allowed in the universe. But
yeah, well,
Well, I'm not
I've
jealous.
also had quite a bit given to me as well.
yeah,
but
it's
3
true.
nights at a cabin is like
No.
some serious points, right?
Usage.
But
yeah.
but some folks, I mean, a lot of people like Grand California, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. A lot of the people that buy into Grand California bought large contracts because the points are higher there, and it's the only resort that you can really use them without going the World Collection like I do to get into Disneyland Hotel or the Disney Collection. So they bought big contracts. So now they're talking, well, I've got 400, 500 points. I'm going to bank that. And then next year I got to figure out a way to use up, 1,000.
Or people bought enough to go every other year like I did. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've
but then
got a
they-
couple of smaller
that'd be okay,
contracts
but-
there, but
yeah.
it's just to go every other year. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how we're handling Grand Cal there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking
not
about
being
the
able-
ones that bought the big contracts that are going, thank you for giving me the points, even though I paid for them and I can't use them. But now how do I use that many points? How do I use it up? It's just going to be hard.
That's what I was going to say. It's hard when you can't stay there for
Over
12, 13 months. And a lot of people who own at Grand Cal intend on using their points at Grand Cal
Right
only.
there.
They're not
Exactly.
planning on using them at Saratoga Springs or places that have a lot of availability. You pay that
Exactly.
premium on the
So you
resale
can-
market so you can stay there and then you
Right.
can stay
And
there.
get that 11-month
So-
and get that 11-month window.
And get that priority. And now you don't even have an opening date. It's not like they're telling us April 2021. At least
No.
you have that window. But now it's like,
Who
you don't know.
knows? Yeah.
Hmm.
It's very interesting.
Well, that's our pontifications on points and Disneyland reopening.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to some fun. We'll have 2 fun topics at the end here. So the next fun topic is there's a Backlot Premier Shop, and what that is so over where Shannon was talking about the award wieners, that area behind there, it used to be a Captain America meetup spot, and they're opening that as a shop. So there's going to be a lot more merchandise to buy back there. So they're they're really using up the areas of California Adventure for shopping and for accessibility. So that's why I think Award Wieners isn't opening, is because that Backlot Premier Shop is now opened also, and they're going to come in through the other side on the promenade, if you can visualize it.
Not down the street, but they're going to
Right.
come. Yeah.
They're coming in. So if you're on the promenade, you're going to come in through the back lot over by the ticket window, the ticket windows that are on Harbor Boulevard. If you can visualize that at all. I'm like, if that's
Got it.
If you've been there, you can visualize
yes.
it. But
Here we go. Let's just take a peek, Gina.
So find Harbor Boulevard, the Harbor Boulevard entrance.
there you go.
Right?
Yeah. And it'll be up.
Right there.
Yeah. Up
Is
by
it
the
this
ticket
building?
booths. Yes. It's that building.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is now
Come
open
in
for
right here.
shopping.
And is it going to be open from the bus area, or
Yes.
are you just going to have to come in through the main gate?
You have to you have to come in either side. You can come in either side from the bus area or from all the way from downtown Disney.
Ah, okay.
But
And then
yeah,
it's the promenade entrance. You're going to enter through the promenade, not through California Adventure itself.
yeah, you don't walk underneath the monorail and everything. It's to the left. You'll immediately go to
Yeah,
the
well, here's
left.
the monorail, so
Yeah.
so it's this side of the, okay.
Yeah.
I see the little gap right there that they're probably directing.
There you go.
in.
Yes.
Probably they're opening up that bypass, it looks like.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's an interesting. I guess it's an interesting way to add some square footage for retail. Like,
Right.
And I
know
knew
that
some
they
people.
needed it, but okay.
But it's another way. It's another access into California Adventure. I think that's the point. Is they're really trying to get the California Adventure side open,
Trying to
and the
figure out
more
ways to get it
areas,
open.
yeah, the more areas they can open,
Yeah.
The more space they can fill.
Yeah.
Now that back area there, for those that haven't been to Disney, that over the last few years and moving forward, had started developing to be a lot of the Marvel. Now Marvel is a little moved up into its own land, basically, up near the Guardians of the Galaxy. So some people were pontificating, saying, well, is it going to be a lot of Marvel materials there? But everything I've read basically said it's just going to be an extension of World of Disney shopping. It's
Oh, okay.
you'll
Well, I'm
have
gonna
a
check
little
it
bit of
out.
everything. So,
That
but I
makes
think it'd be
sense.
smart to make it into like a Marvel. That would be a destination, right?
Exactly,
And make it a
another-
reason to go there
Mhm.
if it was focused on the Marvel stuff rather than just all Disney stuff. But that's just how Brad would do it. But Brad hasn't been hired and given a job
okay.
yet. So.
It's okay, Brad. When I go on Wednesday, I'll make sure I talk to someone and say,
There you
why don't
go.
you guys do a Marvel?
See,
Thank
I
you.
heard somebody
Yes.
talking on a really cool
I
My
will.
DVC
I'll wear my
podcast.
gear. Yes, I'll wear my gear and I'll say that.
Here's a magnet.
Here's a magnet. I will.
Good.
So yeah, that's really exciting. Like I said, they're using more of the area of California Adventure, and then I feel like they're going to keep going. And since our shows might be opening, who knows if they're going to open Hyperion, and who knows what they could do further on down the line with opening areas.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, more shops, better, I guess. I mean,
More area.
yeah. And I guess now that I think about it, the more square footage you have, that's just, you can spread more people out. Okay. You've got more elbow room for people, can distance them. And Gina, were they doing the same thing in downtown Disney that they were in Disney Springs, where they like count how many people are in the store?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And when one goes out, one can come in?
Yeah, and actually what they were doing at World of Disney was on your phone, they would just say, okay, give me your phone number. We'll text you when your time's up. So it was all virtual queue for World of Disney.
Got it. John points out they probably need more shops to dump all the dated and holiday-specific merchandise that's been ordered
That's
for
already been
years.
made.
We're gonna have to liquidate it somehow, like what they do here at the character warehouses down here in Florida.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, John. They are already putting all their Christmas stuff out in that shop.
And it's not even about how much they've had for over a bunch of years.
It's just
That's a
this
good
year.
point, John. Just this year, because they haven't been able to sell any of it. So I'm sure that's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah.
Got to figure out a way to get rid of that merchandise they already had made 6 months ago.
Yeah, and people are going to buy it regardless. Even if they're not in the parks, they're still going to buy that Spirit jersey. They're still going to buy those holiday years. So that's for sure. Disney does know merchandise.
We saw the same thing happen at that pop-up shop in Germany at Epcot for annual pass holders, and they were actually selling stuff from Flower and Garden and some Easter stuff that they weren't able to liquidate before. So I think we're going to see a lot of that once the parks reopen.
Yep. Exactly. And exactly, John, I agree with you again. Crazy Disney people will buy the boatload. I won't buy everything, but I'll buy the Spirit jersey.
That's right.
I'm just expecting them to reissue some more Splash merchandise just to just make a bunch of money on it, right?
They should. That's what
They'll
they
sell out
Almost
again.
final countdown of Splash, right?
They'll
Right.
Sell out again.
Yeah, by the time
bring your garbage bags and carry them out.
And by the time Disneyland opens, it's going to be rethemed. So we know that. So get all the Splash Mountain.
Get your
merch while
stuffed
you
animal
can.
while you can.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, then.
Anyway, so the last thing I have, we were talking before the show, and I was like, wouldn't it be fun to do a Disneyland Disney World comparison for this or that? And I want to have Jake start because he's experienced this firsthand, and I want him to share his story first.
All right. So my story is actually, my home is Walt Disney World, as most of you know. And my benchmark, my expectations were very low on snacks until I went to California in last September with my family who lives there. And they took
right?
me
What cut them some slack, right?
Yeah. So it was my first and a half time because the first time I was only there for like 4 hours. So this is my real first time. And they spoiled me. They took me to the nacho cart next to Guardians of the Galaxy, to the cones, the mac and cheese cones at Cars Land. And I finally now know what a good churro tastes like that is not burnt and not soggy and not like a week old.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So when I say this or that, churro. Disneyland. Churro.
Oh,
definitely.
Disneyland.
Disneyland.
No,
It ain't
not
even
even
a question.
There's nothing. And then this or that, the Dole Whip. Even though these two don't like Dole Whips, it's
Not even a
Disneyland.
question.
It's Disneyland.
Will not podcast for Dole Whips.
So,
What's a Dole Whip?
okay.
Don't cut me
So it's time to find some new co-hosts here,
Yes.
Gina. So
I know. People who actually can appreciate the Dole Whip.
Okay. Sorry.
God.
Yeah.
And then what? Oh, the other one we didn't talk about, but I have my answer is the popcorn. Which popcorn do you prefer?
who?
What Epcot, you have the specialty popcorn, so I'm gonna lean towards World.
I am also World with the popcorn.
Yeah, I was
agree.
gonna say you've got the caramel popcorn over there in Germany, and
Mhm.
Oh, that's good. Oh, caramel couche. Oh,
Yes, it's so
That's
good.
good.
It's so good. World wins for the popcorn.
Yeah,
And
agreed.
this or that. The other one was the pretzel.
Land. Just because 2 out of the last 4 times my pretzel has been a little frozen in the middle.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go with Disneyland on this one.
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
like
Does
the-
Disneyland have like the jalapeno cheese filled ones? Because
I didn't think of that.
They do, but it's
They
only at
do.
one location. It's at that beer cart in
Yeah.
California Adventure. That's the only location, though.
yeah, so I'm gonna have to go.
And I
with
don't think-
the cheese filled ones.
have
I
to go
think
with
I'm
World.
not sure they have as many pretzel places at Disneyland
They
as Disney
don't.
World, Gina.
They
It's
don't.
a
That's
little
why-
bit more limited.
That's why I say
So-
World for that. Also, I do say World for the
Yeah.
pretzel because we only have like 2 carts. Pretzels
Well,
are not
I
a big
mean,
deal.
when you got their Disneylands and you want grain-based carbs, why would you like mess around with the pretzel, right? You've got the
I was about to
ultimate
say,
churro.
if you come visit us, Gina and I, at our home park in Disneyland, guys, we'll let you have our pretzel and we'll just take your churro and then
Yes.
we'll all be happy, right?
We'll all be
I'm not
equal.
wasting carbs on a pretzel.
Yeah.
I'm going to
And
waste it on a
Vicky says
churro.
Disneyland pretzel, and Scott comes back in and says the pretzel in Germany.
Oh,
I think so.
definitely. Germany for the snacks. I think Germany's winning on all the snacks.
Epcot World Showcase, I think, wins. We carry Walt Disney World. That is our snacks.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then-
you have to hand it to the World Showcase on snacks, okay?
And then the Mickey Premium Ice Cream Bar.
Oh, World by far.
Disneyland. I mean, sorry, World.
World,
Yeah,
like
World.
land.
Yeah.
World.
I'm like the
'Cause
Disneyland versions are cryogenically frozen next to
Yeah.
Walt's head or something.
Yeah,
I,
they
I
did.
don't know. I'm like,
Yeah, Gina had the best description as to why. Go ahead, Gina.
So when I go to Disneyland and get my free Mickey bars from the Moonlight Magic events, I have to put that sucker in my pocket and walk around for 30 minutes to get it to like be edible. It is
Or you can
so
actually
hard.
bite into it.
You'll break a tooth from the Disneyland freezers. I don't know.
crazy.
They use that dry ice and it just freezes that thing solid.
At Disney World, you just hold it out in the sun for about 30 seconds and then eat fast.
And you're good to go. It's great.
I'm going to throw a twist and say cruise line on this one.
Oh,
Those
good
are my
point.
favorite Mickey premium bars because you get them delivered to your room. They're always perfect every time I order it.
So
And
good.
you're in the AC of your stateroom and it's the best.
Delicious.
They're
cruise
not
line for
dry
me.
ice frozen.
They're not dry ice frozen.
And it's that fixed price, all you can chow kind of thing.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Keep them coming. Sign me up.
And little tip for all of you guys that haven't done on Disney Cruise yet, you need to have learned this by now if you've ever been. Just because the menu says you get one appetizer, there's an appetizer and an entree and a dessert, you can get 4 appetizers, 2 entrees, and 5 desserts. Get them all. Get a Mickey bar and a good dessert. There's a perfect day on Disney.
All you can eat. I am known for ordering 3 different entrees at dinner because I can't make up my mind for anything. So I'm like,
I'm the
bring
same
them
way.
all.
Yep.
Just like to try everything.
And I'll say, can you bring me the entree and leave the veggies off on those 2?
Just bring the meat.
I don't need all that veggie. I just
Put it
need
all
that.
on one plate.
Just bring the
Yeah.
meat. We're good.
Yep.
That's great.
see,
Yeah,
Mom,
that's
I
true.
cleaned my plate, right?
Exactly.
And now bring me my my premium Mickey ice cream bar, and bring me my other dessert.
And I've been known to go talk to my server and go, tomorrow night we're going to be in Palos. And I know because I'm that guy. I already know the menu. I can tell you what I'm going to order before they ever sit down. And so the Grand Marnier souffle is only offered in the one restaurant, and it's not in the other one. And I've been known to go to them and say, I'm going to miss the Grand Marnier because I'm at Palo. Anyway, I can get it tomorrow. And they brought Grand Marniers to everybody at their table in a restaurant where they don't serve it.
Yeah. Because you said
Wow.
we're going there.
Book a Disney cruise as soon as possible.
As soon as they're available. Probably
Yeah.
before Disneyland opens.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
we get the expiration on Halloween. Hopefully they just let it drop and they don't keep renewing it.
Yeah.
All right, then.
What
Well, I
else?
think
Anything else?
Oh,
Is that it?
I'm trying to think of where I think that was it. The popcorn, the pretzel, the churro, the ice cream bar, and the Dole Whip.
okay.
That's good.
And there's a couple comments here. This is great. I just eat what my kids don't. So
It's all you can eat though.
Matt, I've got good news. Eventually they'll grow up and you can eat whatever you want.
And then we had John. My servers would automatically bring me one of each on DCL because
Yep.
they know you
Once
after
they
a
know.
day. After
know
a
you.
day, they know
Yep.
you and they
They
know
know
what
you.
you like. So yeah, this turned into a cruise line podcast, but that's okay.
We're allowed to venture a little bit.
We
so.
enjoy the cruise lines.
Anyways,
Right.
we look forward to coming back in. And Gina, we're still working on a Grand Californian review show as well.
Yes.
So that just takes a lot of work to put all that research together, but we're still working on that, and that'll be coming out sometime before Christmas. That one we
Yes.
can be guaranteed of. But I think that wraps up our show tonight, right? Anything else?
I think that was it. We only had 3 things to talk about, so that was great.
Okay. Well, just as a reminder to everybody, we do have some new t-shirts that came out this last week. And so if you would like to, you could head on over to DVC Swag. The October edition shirt, we're going to put out 1 shirt a month for each of the resorts. And the October one is My Cabin in the Florida Mountains, Copper Creek Villas and Cabins, with photos of Space, Splash, Big Thunder, and Mount Everest there. So dvcswag.com for that. And as always, if you like the show and you'd like to support us, you could buy us a Dole Whip or buy us a Mickey bar over at patreon.com/mydvcpoints. And with that being said and done, I think I'm going to drop the graphic and say goodnight to everybody. And we're going to roll the Patreon thank you video. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good night.
everybody.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.